Hi guys, and welcome back to our Georgian farmhouse. Today we're going to we're going to show you around the house. We're going to show you different projects, aren't we, that we're kind of...
Yeah, some in progress, some done.
Yeah, a little bit in betweeny. And we're going to tell you, you've been asking for a while, we're going to tell you what we paid for our house. And we've had it valued, so we're excited to share, we're not selling, but we're just excited to share what we've paid for it and what it is now worth. So just in the comments now, I'm intrigued, write down what you think we paid for it, because I imagine it's more, more than what we actually did.
I don't know. You have an idea?
Never know. But yeah, put in the comments now what you think we paid for this house. I have explained before, we are up north where houses are a bit cheaper than down south. But yeah, I'll be interested to know what you think, and we'll reveal all at the end of the video. We'll go around the house and we're going to show you different rooms. We're going to talk about what each room has cost. You think that maybe it's cost more
and how long
than
it took.
I think. Yeah, and how long it took. And then if we've made any money on it. So the hallway, should we start with the hallway?
Yeah, this was a long project on it. This probably took 6 months.
Yeah.
From start to finish, including all the decorating and stuff. But it was quite a big job, wasn't it?
It was a big job. It started off grey. I'll put a before picture on. It was all grey floor tiles, grey wallpaper, grey paint. A few people have said they preferred it the before, each to their own, whatever. But we wanted it to reflect more of the period of the property, didn't we?
We wanted it to be like a typical heritage hallway, didn't we? So the first thing we did was the door.
Oh yeah, the front door.
So that was that set the tone, didn't it?
Yeah, I forgot that. Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'll put a picture on of that. We designed that from scratch, didn't we? We designed the stained glass. We actually started off with a design trying to reflect the stained glass window, but it looked like dog crap, didn't it? It looked horrible. So
it was really hard actually, wasn't it? When you had like every colour you could possibly think, and you had to you had the design of the door, didn't you? You could pick like every little square of the door in a different colour. It was really hard to do it so it looked jazzy but not a complete mess. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the first job, you started with the floor, didn't you?
Yeah, tiles were the first job.
And John had
we went bold, didn't we?
Yeah, and you'd never tiled floors before, had you?
No, I'd only ever done a splashback and a hearth.
Oh yeah,
and
it's really patterned, so it was quite challenging, wasn't it? But you did it, and you did it really, really well.
And it was the first time I've ever used trigonometry outside of GCSE maths.
Why did you have to use trigonometry?
Because I had to work out exactly where the middle was of this room. Because that wall's wonky, that wall's wonky, that wall was wonky. Oh. So I had to take 3 points.
I said that to you. When I film, it looks like the room is like this.
Yeah.
On a bit wonky. Like that. Yeah. Then you did all the panelling, didn't you?
Yeah. Became the king of panelling.
So
I panelled all of this room, all the stairs, which was difficult, all the hallway.
Yeah.
So that was a big job.
Yeah. Then we painted. The painting doesn't cost too much, does it? But then we did have to pay a painter, which I forgot about in the last video where I talked about costs, because we didn't have any scaffolding. So the stair section where it's really tall, we had to pay a painter, and that was about £1,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, that actually worked quite well though, because he would paint during the day and I would paint at night. So we were making double progress.
Yeah.
So he would do all the tricky, real tall bit, and then I would do all this.
Yeah, and it looks really, really nice, and he complimented your painting skills, didn't he? Yeah, nice.
Big fan.
And then once we'd done all that, it was, we also had new doors fitted.
New doors, yeah.
Yeah. But then the last bits that took a bit more time, because I think we'd finished after about 5 months, and about a month went by because we needed to collate stuff. So putting the radiator on by a plumber, getting the mirror. These are all these pictures were all collected from antique stores and charity stores, but it was time, innit?
You went through a period where every time you'd leave the house, you'd come back with a car full of stuff from an antique shop.
Yeah. But we needed to, because we needed to make it look like the image that we had in our heads, didn't we?
Yeah.
And a few people have asked where the chandelier is from, and I have no idea. I can't remember at all. Do you?
No.
No idea. I thought it was next door lighting direct, but I checked my emails and they don't exist. So
I made, I don't know if you can see, but I made the shoe cupboard.
Makes you want to melt in the corner because there's just shoes, chaos everywhere. So the hallway...
Basically, she needs to got too many shoes. That's the issue.
Yeah. The hallway, I think I said before that it cost us... I did forget about the front door, though.
Oh, the front door was expensive.
Yeah.
But it's made a big difference.
Was the front...
Before we got the front door, you were stood here, weren't you? And it was the winter, and it was windy, and your hair was moving in the wind because the door was that drafty.
Yeah, it was bad, wasn't it? So we did need a new front door, but how much was the front door? £7,000.
Yeah, it was about £7,000.
Yeah. But it is a proper, real good...
But it was bespoke.
Yeah, and a real nice, good door. So aside from that, because I forgot that, just leave it out for a second. How much do you think the hallway cost?
2,500, 3,000?
Yeah, I think I might have said 3,000. So really it's about 10,000, isn't it? Yeah. So bear that in mind, £10,000 on the hallway. We'll go to the next room, which we this isn't in order of when we've done them, but we'll go through the house in order. So we'll go to the kitchen now. This is one of my favourite rooms. I always say, I said the snug was my favourite room, then the kitchen, then the hallway, and I kind of flip between the three. When we finish the bathroom, maybe the bathroom would be my favourite room. This was a long process of a room, wasn't it? Again, like the hallway, but the hallway we did entirely ourselves.
Yeah,
yourself.
This we didn't do any of ourselves, did we?
It was so many decisions to make and so many things that were surprises and going wrong.
Because we had the professionals in there, you have to, like, they need the decisions making, don't they? Because they need to know, like, 4 steps ahead what they're doing. And
with the professionals being in with the kitchen fitter, thank God they were here, because actually, if it had been us, so we found out that this mantle was fake, wasn't it? Yeah,
all this bit was, it was about here, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah.
And it was fake.
And then behind the sink was an historic leak. So when the kitchen fitters removed the cabinets, it just exploded everywhere, water. And it was disgusting. It stank, didn't it?
It stank, yeah.
And it was all rotten, all the plaster on that back wall, which is the external wall, was just disgusting. And then over on that wall over there was this really asymmetrical, didn't love it, alcove, chimney breast thing. And that was also false. So
we didn't know that when we designed the kitchen, did we? So we designed it around it. And
well, all those things were discoveries, weren't they, whilst we were doing it?
And I remember when he was doing it must have been like the pipework behind it, and they like went to move the sink or the tap or something, and it fractured the pipework, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then it went everywhere, and the guy had his finger over there, but it was the hot one.
Oh yeah.
So it was like boiling hot, and then the other guy had to run and turn the water off.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank God we had professionals, because actually this was a really stressful project. But if we hadn't have had the experts in, it would have been even more stressful. Yeah. I think we would have combusted. And
in terms of wonky walls, that wall there literally comes in like that. You know, we took the skating boards off, didn't we? And they were like bananas.
Yeah. So the kitchen, I think I said in a couple of videos ago, was about £30,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then there was extra for all the building work.
Right.
The kitchen itself was about 30,000.
Right. All right. Okay. I thought 30 grand for everything.
No, I think the building work was probably about 10.
Oh, really? That makes it sound like you do all the finances, and I'm like, I'm just a princess who has no idea what's going on.
Some truth in that.
We do pay for everything together, by the way.
But I do all the finances.
Yeah, you're more organised than I am with money, aren't you? I'm not so much. So the kitchen cost us, so £40,000. So far we've got £50,000 spend from the hallway and into here.
That does include like bespoke joinery though, and then like matching that in the cornice in, and the plasterboard and it all, rebuilding that wall out,
we also re-levelled the floor, didn't we?
Re-level the floor, yeah.
There was a lot to do in here.
I think we went through 26 bags of self-level.
Oh wow.
So the floor was that bad.
Yeah, there was a lot to do in here, but we love it now, it's beautiful. And we'd always wanted to design a kitchen, hadn't we, from scratch? Because we had a house previously that already had a new kitchen, and it wasn't exactly to our taste, but you can't really rip out a brand new kitchen, can you? Whereas this one was at least 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it was falling apart, so we didn't feel too guilty about taking that one out.
You realise once it was out how bad it was, because it was all disgusting, wasn't it? Like in the insides of it.
Yeah, it had just been here for a long time. I think it had been a well-used kitchen, which as there should be.
And then the oven didn't work properly, did it?
No, the hob didn't work either on the island.
And the dishwasher didn't work at all.
Yeah, none of the appliances worked. Yeah.
So it was good to get everything refreshed, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we love the kitchen. £40,000 worth of love. Then the next room from here is the snug. So if we go over there, so the snug, people have said, what is a snug? It's basically like, I think it's an English term, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a more intimate living room. So we have the living room on the other side of the house, which we are currently in the process of renovating.
Destroying.
This is off the kitchen, as you can see. And we spend every evening in here, don't we? So it was the second room we did. We did the playroom first, then we did the snug. I was saying yesterday, how did we do this so quickly? Because I think we did this in about a month. Why is everything taking us about a year afterwards?
I suppose we left the flooring, didn't we? Flooring generally takes a long time.
Nice. Yeah.
We did the brick slips, didn't we?
Yeah.
But my dad actually did them.
Yeah.
We just tweaked the beam, didn't we? Just sanded it back.
Yeah, I sanded it down because it was a bit orange, but it's gone a bit orange again actually.
And then we had damp that we had to fix under there.
Yeah, that was a bit of an unexpected. That was our first time dealing with damp, wasn't it?
That was because it was dry rods we used, wasn't it? Which is like, you get these, I don't even know what they are. They're like things are like rods of glue, but they're not
like
glue.
when you have a glue gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you cut them down to size and you drill holes in the wall. And there's like mixed reviews online, but it's worked there.
But we found it, didn't we, on a restoration group that we joined?
Yeah.
And they said use it. They said that it absorbs the moisture and it like sucks it out, doesn't it?
And well, it's been 2 years on it at least.
Touch wood. It still works, so that's good. This room didn't cost that much. I think some people have said online they thought it would have cost about £5,000. Somebody said the other day they thought between 5 and 7. I'd be interested to know if you think that's true, if you think it does look an expensive room or not.
And the log burner was already there, but it needed fixing up a bit, didn't it? It was in a bit of a bad state. I had to replace the glass.
Yeah, it was broken,
and there's
wasn't
a few other bits that needed tweaking on it.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's an Argo one. So
it's a really good big log burner.
Yeah.
So we spent,
solid.
didn't we, on this room about 2,500 something?
I reckon so, yeah. But the sofa was about 1,500.
Yeah, so actually the rest of the renovation was quite cheap. It was more so just furniture and styling that cost the most money, wasn't it?
But there's a few tweaks that I want to make.
Dear, what do you want to do?
So we've discussed, haven't we, making that look like a beam.
Yeah.
So like, make it look like it's a wood bit of timber.
Yeah, so one of my followers sent me a video, didn't she, that she'd done of how to do that. And I showed you it, didn't I? She like put filler on it, then scored it, and then it looks like wood grain, and then you can stain it, and it was really good, wasn't it?
I might try and do that. And then also, I think we should, well, I'll get your thoughts on it, but I think we should paint the skirting boards. You know, like a colour drench, similar to the cabinet, so that would look the same all the way around.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think that would look nice.
And then you just leave this like architrave white.
Can you be arsed though?
It needs painting anyway.
Oh,
it's been 2 years since it's been painted, so it probably needs a refresh.
Alright, okay, fair enough. Yes, okay. So hallway plus kitchen plus snug.
Testing your maths now.
I know, what did we say? 40, 50. It's about 52 grand so far, isn't it? Yeah. So have we made more than 52 grand? We haven't finished, obviously, the renovation yet. We haven't finished showing you what we've been doing. So if we go into we'll really briefly show you the playroom because that cost about 200 quid, didn't it?
600.
600. We didn't do it. It wasn't a renovation work though, was it? It was just decorating.
Yeah. We had to fix the doors a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, they looked a bit crap.
And then it was just like paint on it and decoration.
Yeah.
It's well used.
It's well used and that's what it should be.
Yeah.
But,
that's the whole point of the playroom, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the toys and stuff are not in here.
Yeah. It looks nice there now. Not clean. This is the laundry room, which is for laundry. Who would have thunk it? We haven't done anything in here. And I posted, do you know what? We always do this. I posted maybe about 6 weeks ago saying, should we fix the drain pipe or do we focus on other more interesting renovations first? And the resounding majority of you said, fix that drain pipe. So we need to, but we haven't yet. So we still have damp in this room. But it is a bit boring, isn't it? But we will fix it. Don't worry. We respect the property. We will fix it. All in good time. I think we're just preoccupied with 2 renovations at the minute. Living room and bathroom. So yeah, this room has cost us 0. Well, it hasn't cost us 0 because we did buy a new drain pipe when we first moved in. We first moved in and we were like, oh no, there is damp. So we bought a new drain pipe and John measured wrong, so it didn't actually work. So it's been there all that time and it's still clogging up. Disgustingness. So yeah, we need a new one. Let's go upstairs. Oh, my legs. I did exercise the other day, Bulgarian split squats. And now my legs are rather sore. So it hurts to walk up the stairs. Okay, this is the study, which does not look like a study. It looks like a bag of garbage because John does all of his DIY in here. He used to do it in the garden room, and then we tidied it up a little bit. So now we started doing it in here, which is a bit of a nightmare, but can't really complain, can I? Because it gets done. So the idea for in here, oh, by the way, exciting. I'm going to my first ever PR social event next weekend, the 13th, which I'm really excited about. It's in Manchester. So I've bought my train tickets, I've bought a few dresses to wear. The theme is summer cocktail, like Aperol spritzy kind of thing. So I'm excited about that. And the reason that I've thought of that is there are lots of brands going, and it's basically all to do with home. And hopefully the point is to try and network a little bit and maybe try and get some collaborations underway. So I know there's a really, really cool sofa company going, and my idea for in here, I think I've told you guys way back on one of the first videos that I did, was to have this like incredible huge sofa to be like a cinema room and make a projector on the ceiling and make it a bit of like a multi-purpose room. So you've got the study with the desk here, but that's hidden by the projector screen when you want to make it into a cinema room. How cool would that be? Like, it would just be the coolest thing since sliced bread, in my humble opinion. So yeah, at the minute, it's not a good room, but it's quite a big room and it's got potential to be excelente. So yeah, hopefully we can do that soon. I'm thinking I might do the garden room next though. Just because the garden room is such a cool room that I think the potential there is vast. That's my plan. Okay, so we've spent £0 in this room so far, but when we had it valued, it was a bit tidier. I feel like now it's just me because John's had to go do some stuff. I feel like I've got more time now, so now I'm just dancing and talking shite. Why is my phone constantly vibrating? What's the crack, man? Everly's bedroom, for some reason, we haven't documented this. I think John just did it in a day. He just panelled in a day. And I wasn't here, so I didn't film it. And he didn't film it. And then after the panelling was done, we got a new carpet fitted, again, just in a day. We didn't do that. We just got professionals to come around and do it. So yeah, we probably spent, the carpet was £400. The panelling probably cost us about, it's quite cheap because it's just literally the moulding. It's no MDF or anything like that, just the moulding. So I'm going to estimate here. John's not here to confirm nor deny, but I think, because I've bought some of that moulding before, probably like 80 quid, like not a lot at all. And then the paint, probably like another 40. I think that was 40 quid I paid for the paint, which was Farmhouse Cinder Rose, I think it was. No, it wasn't Cinder Rose, it was the other one. The other darker pink one. But anyway, yeah, great room. My initial plan for in here was to do William Morris wallpaper to match a beautiful blind, but we haven't done that yet. But yeah, so in this room, very, very minimal. So far, we're at a total spend of like what? £52,200? Sounds a lot, doesn't it? It's quite stressful when you think of it like that, because that's a big outlay. But by the way, the kitchen obviously being the most expensive, we just do on interest-free finance. Just be real transparent about that. We did not have 40 grand cash sitting in a bucket or a bag. Yeah, you could just do interest-free over like 5 or 6 years or something, which is pretty good. And most people, I think, utilise that because it's good to have. Right, next room we'll go to is the guest bedroom. Again, we've done nothing in there, but let's go see what it looks like. Again, a room with great potential, fantastic potential, which we're going to do. Sorry, just scratched my belly, not my bits. We're going to do panelling in here, obviously, because we buzz off panelling. Wallpaper, I want to make it quite chintzy, quite like floral and like cute, very feminine. Knock that wardrobe out. I did buy this bed for Christmas last year. It's just cheap. I mean, it's all right. It's fine. Does the job, doesn't it? You can sleep on it, but the mattress is like made out of a sack. Yeah, so there's bits to do in here, but we haven't spent any money in here so far because we haven't done anything in here so far. So that room there is the Jack and Jill bathroom that leads to 𝗙𝗻𝗱's bedroom too. So when she gets a bit older, she can use the same bathroom. Haven't done anything in there either. We want to do a brand new suite in there, so we're estimating that will probably cost about £5,000, but we haven't spent anything so far, so it looks just like a normal bathroom. The next room then is the family bathroom, which we've been doing. I think the problem is, and I wrote this on something on my Patreon, I do articles twice a week and I also do a monthly newsletter on my Patreon. So subscribe if you want to read some stuff and also see extra content. I think we're going to do a podcast, which would be fun. Yeah, depending on how it grows. But anyway, I wrote something on my Patreon the other day that basically said, I think our issue is we almost plan time. So say like we'll do an hour this day, an hour that day. So say we have like 5 hours a week to spend on a particular room, thinking it'll all work. And then actually, because we have jobs, we can't do that. So we might spend actually 10 minutes on it on a night time. And then maybe another night it might be an hour, but another night it might be nothing. So all those missed minutes actually add up to a lot of missed time, if that makes sense. So we are much further behind than we thought we'd be. The bathroom then, we started in September. It's now June. That is such a long time. And we've now started the living room at the same time. Why are we doing that? But let's go look at the bathroom. Now you may already be quite familiar with this room. We have the paint now ready to paint, which is fantastic. We're excited about that. I think this room has cost so far, we didn't get a new bath. We got a new shower, toilet and sink. And we've paid for panelling. We did a collaboration with the floor tile, so we did get them gifted, thankfully. And I think we've probably spent so far maybe about £3,000, maybe more, maybe £4,000. The last rooms are our bedroom, the main bedroom, which is a suite through to the ensuite, and then there is upstairs, which also has a dressing room and some storage. Okay, so our bedroom, we've done absolutely tripe. We've done trollop all. We've done nothing in here. The whole house is 18 rooms if you include the hallway, which I think why not, because we've done it. So we want to include a room. And living room actually is the seventh of 18 rooms. So because when we bought this house, we didn't have loads and loads of money left over. We had a very minimal amount left over, which we used to pay for the snug and then a bit of the kitchen stuff. So after that had gone, now what we're doing is we're just having to budget every month to say like, okay, our salaries are coming in. What can we spend this month? What's extra that we need to spend for? And that's again why it takes so long. I suppose if we had a bucket of cash, the house would be done in no time. And we probably, but to be fair, if we had loads of money, I think we'd pay people to do it. And then you don't learn the skill, do you? So frugality is making us more skilled. So that's always good. What was the point in that? What was I saying that for? Yeah, so it takes us a long time, but we spend less money overall, I think. And we haven't spent anything on this room so far. I don't even know what to do with this room yet. Who knows? It's got the nice toilet seat for 𝗙𝗻𝗱. And again, we're going to do a brand new suite in here. I really want in here to make it really cool, like have stone slips across this back wall, have the shower coming out from that wall there, so you kind of go around, almost maybe a bit like a wet room, and just make it feel quite Mediterranean, maybe a bit Greek, maybe a little bit like Greek or Mediterranean somehow. I just think you can be a bit different with a bathroom. I always think that. Why not? And lastly, upstairs we have my dressing room and just a storage room. It's pretty much like just a mess up there, but it's kind of like a Monaco cupboard. Just shove everything into there. So I'll show you those as well. Oh, ow, my legs. My legs. I love having a dressing room. I have so many clothes. I think I genuinely have a bit of an addiction to buying clothes. Like it's a bit of a problem. But what can you do? What can you do? Can't do much about it, Peter. So when I buy new clothes, I try and give some away. And I've got a big charity pile here. I tried this on. Oh! So it was my hen do. Whoa. My hen do 2 years ago. And I bought 2 dresses. And I knew I had to wear white. And I bought this one. Let me just go back a bit. And I thought this will be cute. It'll be like high fashion coolness. My friends, it was not. It makes me look, when I have it on, I think because it has no straps, it's just a bit like sad boobs, sad dead arms. I look like a dying swan. Seriously. So that's going far, far away from here because I should never be seen in that. I'm not going to show you the storage room because it's just a shite hole, to be honest with you. It's not very exciting to look at, and it's just a bit of a bag of crap. What can you do, huh? If we go back downstairs, we've shown you, as you come into the house, we've shown you the right side of the house, and then I've shown you the downstairs bathroom and the laundry room. I haven't shown you the left side of the house, which is the living room and the garden room. If we go look at those now, we'll talk about how we're getting on with the living room renovation, what that's costing us, and when we estimate, that's a loose use of the word, because who knows when it will be finished by. And then we will reveal how much we paid for the house and how much we've had it valued at.
Coke bottles filled up with yellow blooms, incense burning in the living room. We're sipping on more than a loving mood, with a heart that kind of feels just like my own, my home. Just like the box, the waves, the fire, the breeze. Crazy when you put those arms around me. Some things fit so naturally, so naturally. Kisses over by the Ferris wheel, wearing that shirt like it's no big deal. Finally falling for something real. Hey, skipping my night down the road.
So the living room, we decided to start whilst in the process of doing the bathroom. God knows why. Or don't be drinking your cup of tea on.
I know why.
Why?
You told me to.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I said before, really, we should just focus on one room, get it done. And then you said no. Crack on.
No, I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened. No recollection.
Doesn't sound like you, does it?
No, it's not at all. But you've actually done some quite good stuff in here. So do you want to talk about what you've done and what you've
Buttering
done?
me up.
Yeah, baby. And what we've spent.
So the first thing we did was the fireplace. So I hated the fireplace.
You did, and a few people agreed with you, but then some people since on Facebook have said like, that fireplace was beautiful.
Well, it's a bit late now because it's into a million pieces.
Yeah. Smash my heart into a million pieces.
Can you see
this is my last resort.
You can see it a bit. Yeah, so there was a big, like 2,000 stone fireplace, which I just didn't like, and it was all marked and horrible, wasn't it? So
I didn't mind it.
Well, I took a sledgehammer to it. But also, we had some issues with little patches of damp, didn't we?
Yeah, in the room.
In the corners.
Yeah.
And so I knocked that out, knocked all the tiles out. It was all breeze blocked up, knocked the breeze blocks out. And then since then, probably a month ago, it's been drying out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And the walls are all literally dry now.
Yeah. It's like fixed the damp, hasn't it? Because of the ventilation needs to go up and out the chimney, and it wasn't having that before. It was just the moisture was like drawing in and sticking in the room, and then it was coming out as rising damp, wasn't it?
It was condensation.
Condensation, right.
So it finds the coldest point of the room, and the water droplets settle on that point.
Right.
And then we tried to sand the floor. So that was £100 on sander, which didn't work.
People have said since we cannot cover these up with carpet.
Well, I've got news for them people.
I've asked that flooring company again for a quote. They never got back to us.
The other issue though is there's nothing underneath. It's literally the ground. Like there's literally there's no insulation. There's no subfloor. I took one of these floorboards up and it's floor.
The ground.
It's the ground.
The ground outside. Yeah.
So if the ground's frozen, then that cold air is just going to be coming through the room all the time.
That's true. I just thought what people said rang true with me of that it would be beautiful.
Yeah, but they don't have to live in it.
No, I know. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll cover up with carpet, but we'll see what that flooring company get back to us and say. So yeah, we hired the sander, failed with the sander.
And it failed because each of the boards are like beveled, like concave.
Yeah.
So it was just like sanding the edges.
Yeah.
And then I went through 10 bits of sandpaper in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, so I think what we do is we'll board it out, carpet it, and it'll be nice and snug. And like, we'll board it out, thick underlay, carpet, and it'll look real nice.
It would look nicer because we don't have any carpets downstairs, do we?
No.
Yeah. Then you did paneling.
Paneling,
You nearly finished that, haven't you? About maybe 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, I just need some of the inserts.
Yeah. That looks really nice. It's kind of sheets of MDF and then with the moulding inside, which gives it that depth and it kind of gives it that illusion of like it's been here forever, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Then we need to do the architrave to the ceilings, then painting, wallpapering. You're going to build a fireplace. A few people have said, why are you building it out of MDF? That'll look like tripe.
You wait and see. I've got a vision.
Yeah, I think it'll look nice. So what do you think the total cost of this room will be when we finish?
Radiator we need to get.
New radiator, yeah.
New light.
Yeah. Well, all the accessories, yeah, but what do you think the total cost will be?
Oh,
my cup of tea.
3,000?
3,000, okay.
Depends what we do with the fire. If the guy says the chimney's all right,
yeah,
then we don't need a log burner or anything. We can just make a fire in there.
Yeah,
that'll be cheaper.
Yeah.
But if he says no, it's knackered, and you need a flute liner and stuff, that'll probably be a couple of £1,000.
Wow, okay. So that is all of the rooms so far. I counted before, this is the 7th room. I've always said 6th, but it's the 7th room because I always forget about the downstairs.
And we've done a bit outside, haven't we?
We have. So the 7th room out of 18 rooms, we're not doing too badly in 2.5 years, are we?
We've done some of the big ticket rooms though, haven't we?
Yes, so
kitchen,
the costs
hallway,
of the kitchen, the hallway and the bathroom. Yeah. So
what's the total, do you know?
The total, I think, so I went upstairs and we haven't done anything upstairs, have we? So I was on 52
Everly's
and a
bedroom.
bit. Yeah, I don't really cost a lot. It was just moulding and paint, wasn't it?
Yeah, and carpet.
Yes, I said the carpet costs £400. So I think the total probably is about £53,000 so far that we've spent.
Okay.
Do you think that sounds about right? That's added up from what we've said.
Okay.
Yeah. So £10,000 for the hallway, £40,000 for the kitchen. Add the 2.5 for the snugs, that's 52.5, isn't it? And then just a couple of hundreds everywhere else. Maybe like say 53.5, call it.
So it doesn't include this?
No.
We're not spending.
No, the rooms we've done, we've spent £53,500, I think. So what did we pay for it? Well, I think some people think we've paid £1 million for this house, don't they?
Yeah, well, if it was down south, you might have.
Well, a few people have said that online. They've said, you must be millionaires, or this. They've literally explicitly said that house must have cost £1 million. It didn't at all, because we live up north. It was a renovation project. It was on the market for quite a while, and it needed work doing to it, obviously. It had a few fall throughs, so they did actually reduce it, didn't they? So it started off 2 years before we bought it, advertised at £650,000.
Fell over.
Don't fall over.
Like Everly, fall over standing up.
We didn't see it at 650, did we? We saw it about a year after, when I think they'd had a few fall throughs, and by that point it was like £550,000. We were a bit like, oh my god! I mean, it's a lot of money in it, but it's probably what you get is a lot for that price. We didn't offer 550. We viewed it a couple of times before we put an offer in, and we decided to offer 510. And we had about 5 day wait, didn't we? And we were like this on tenterhooks, like, is it going to get accepted or not? And after 5 days, the estate agents rang us and said, yes, that has been accepted. So we got it for £510,000. So let me know if you think that is cheap, if it's much cheaper than you thought, if it was spot on for your guess, if it was more than you guessed, probably not though. And then we've had it valued. We're all in at 565. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Right. 565,000. Yeah, so we've spent about £565,000 on the house so far. We've had it valued, not for selling, just out of interest. And we've had it valued at £750,000. It's pretty good, isn't it? I'm pretty pleased with that.
Yeah. Considering we've still got lots to do.
Yeah. I think it might be worth, and they did say to us it'd probably be worth about 900 and something when we finished, won't it?
Yeah, once we've done everything,
Yeah, cool. Right, John's gone to go wash his sweaty, disgusting feet. So tell me, do you think that we got a good deal? I think we did, really. I mean, if we were buying this house anywhere down south, it would have been £1 million, without a doubt. But thankfully, I mean, we couldn't have afforded that, obviously. So if you look back at some previous videos, I talked about the journey here. So I'll briefly go through that again, and then I'm going to skedaddle. So our first house was on for 150,000. It was a terrace property, and we bought it for 145. So we got it for £5,000 underneath asking price. We were willing to pay asking, but we couldn't get a mortgage to get to 150. So we had 145. We made some money on that just by doing a bit of basic decor, really. We didn't do much. We just did a little bit here and there, and we sold it for 168, I think. So we made £23,000. We made £23,000. That sounds about right. Then by that point, I'd been teaching for a few years. John had a new job working in law by that point, I think. So then we bought our second property, which was the beautiful North Yorkshire barn conversion. And we bought that for 300,000. That was actually on the market for 295, so we ended up paying £5,000 over. But well, it wasn't actually on the market. It was off market. We bought it off plan, but the builder agreed, shook our hand at 295, and then we lost out on it. So we got the next one, which was 300 because it was slightly bigger. So we paid 300,000 for that. In that property, we were so lucky because we bought it off plan, like off market. It never went to the open market. I think if it had have done, it would have gone for at least 350, to be honest with you. We just decorated it, and in my opinion, I think we decorated it very beautifully, and we sold it within a week when we put it on the market. We did try and sell it before then, and it sold but into a chain, and then it was all complicated and blah, blah, blah. By the time that we actually came to sell it properly, when we tried again, it sold within a week at asking price, which was £450,000. So we had bought it for 300, lived there for 5 years, not really spent a lot of money on it, and sold it for 450. So that £150,000 equity, plus the equity we had from the first house, so we had a smaller mortgage, meant that we then had the money to buy this place for 510,000. We did get a bigger mortgage again, so combined, we could afford to get a higher mortgage, but then we also had all that equity to put into this property. So yeah, bought this for 510. Is it worth it? And to be honest, I think it is. I think even though, despite the chaos, living in dust sometimes, living with stress, having to go to work while you feel like you've just showered in a bit of a weird place with dust and tools everywhere, and then coming home in an evening and doing more work on the house. Yes, it's stressful sometimes, and I worry, like I said last week, I worry sometimes that 𝗙𝗻𝗻 is growing up living in what she sees as this part of the house being really nice and that part of the house being chaos. But it is worth it, because it's not about money. It's not all about money at all. But thankfully, there is some monetary gain in what we're doing. And this video isn't me saying we renovate, we flip houses for money, because that's not what we do. Every time we've bought a house, this is our third house, every time we've bought a house, it has been intended as a family home, and we'll stay here for a long time as our family home. But it's just good to know that one day, because you never know what's going to happen, and never say never, one day, if we come to sell, we've made money on this property, and that's just a blessing, and it's very fortunate, and we've been in such a good position to be able to do that in the first place. Also, sometimes what I think is not everybody would have the opportunity in the first place anyway. Like, yes, we bought our first house for quite a small amount of money. I mean, it's 145,000 is not a small amount of money, but in terms of the housing market where we bought, it was a cheap house. But not everybody has the opportunity to do that. And even in today's economy, it's very difficult to get on the property ladder in the first place. So I'm very grateful that we've even been able to do this at all, and get to the stage we're at now is like tremendous. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is we're not flippers, not in the slightest. It's good to know, are we investing our money wisely? And thankfully, touch wood, we are. Touch wood. We are, yeah. Right, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I'm so interested. And it's an interesting topic. Sometimes it can be seen as a bit crass, can't it? But I think it's just useful to know. If you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I want to do a renovation, how do I do that? I think it's just good to be transparent with money so you can see, okay, this room costs £2,000, whereas this room might cost £40,000. And hopefully it's just helpful in some way. And if it's not helpful, hopefully it's entertaining. If you haven't already, or if you liked this video, please actually like it. Subscribe if you want to, because it just helps us keep on making videos, and I really, really appreciate it. Next week. Next week! Yeah. You know you make me wanna shout. What was I gonna do next week? Don't know yet. I'll make it up as I go along. Let me know, actually. That would be useful. Let me know what you want to see. What kind of content do you want me to make? Because I will make it for you. I just need to know what you want. So yeah, let me know, please. And thank you. Love you. See you next week. Bye.
Hi guys. Welcome to the George and Farmhouse.
Hey.
Is that alright with the light behind?
It looked it when I was looking at it. I think the light was different on the back of the house.
Okay.
I got itchy ear hole. So the snug.
Just put my trousers up.